Okay, everybody, we're back in the kitchen with Jelly, and tonight it is beef tenderloin, or filet mignon is known by some people, and we're going to do it in a sous vide. And I tell you, this is a fantastic way to cook a steak. It really is. We're going to cook them at 125, and then we're going to sear them in the skillet at about 400 degrees or so in bacon fat. I'm telling you, it'll rival any steakhouse you've been to, even high-end ones. You just about can't beat this method. It is fantastic. The bacon fat gives it great flavor. Obviously, a lot of people, wrap a filet in bacon before they cook it. Well, I don't, but I do use bacon fat to sear it in. I've tried ghee, I've tried butter, I've tried canola, I've tried lard. Nothing works as good as a bacon fat. And as you see, it's $35. That's for 4 steaks. We're only cooking 1 tonight, but you'll see what I mean. You can't beat this. Your best steakhouse ain't going to top it. But I'll be back shortly, and we're going to get this show on the road, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I'm just going to recap a little bit before we start these steaks. That's 4 ribeyes. That's 4 tenderloins. Beef tenderloins, of course, $35. Now, you can see that come from Sam's Club, as you can see also, but some of them are lesser, the way it always is when you buy a package of meat. So long story short, you're going to get 3 really good ones, but I'll be honest with you, all of these I think are going to work perfect. A lot of times you'll lose one, but my point is, that's less than $10 a steak for a filet mignon that I'm fixing to cook as good as any restaurant you've ever ate at. And I'm not pretending, this is real. It works and it's great. I'm going to cook them at 125. I'm going to go with 1 hour and 15 minutes. Just because they're a little thick, usually I cook a thinner steak in a sous vide for 1 hour. I'm going to go with 1 hour and 15 minutes. But I can tell you this right here from experience. If you leave them in there for 2 or 3 hours, it's fine. This is a great device. If you got stuff that happens like I do, you may not be able to get back to it right away. This is what you want to use, because if you're there in 1 hour and 15 minutes, it's fine. Go ahead. If you're not, it's fine. Wait 1 hour, 2, 3. I've left them in there 3.5 hours before, and they were fantastic. So, again, it's Sam's Club. You're not going to beat this, I'm telling you. So I'm going to shut up like normal and try and get this started. And all I'm going to do is pick me 1 steak for tonight, which we're going with the best looking one. I guess I'm greedy. So there it goes. And if you've watched my other videos, you know why I like the vacuum sealer. One is I can store these steaks in the refrigerator ready to drop in here tomorrow night or 2 or 3 days from now, whenever. It also, the vacuum sealer removes all the air. And the other method that uses the bag method, the Ziploc bag, it works great. I've said that on the other video, but it don't do that usually. You'll usually get a little air in the bag and it floats a little bit. When you cook them, when you seal them with a vacuum sealer, they go to the bottom, usually. And if they don't, they're not far from it. So long story short, I'm going to cut this explanation short, and in 1 hour and 15 minutes, we're going to put those in some bacon fat on a hot skillet. You'll see what I mean. It's fantastic. Be back shortly. Hey, it doesn't hurt to mention either that, in a lot of restaurants, you don't get bacon as an appetizer. And with this method, you get bacon as an appetizer. And I've already ate 1 or 2 pieces of that. So I put let's see, there's 6, 7 of them. I'm going to say 9 pieces of just regular cut bacon in there. And you can see about what level of oil I got, and I'm telling you, that's what I'm putting that steak in. When the steak gets done, you got plenty of time to cook this bacon and eat it as an appetizer. But right now I've got it on 410. I'm going to put that around 450 probably. Get that bacon grease hot, and that's what that steak is going in. But anyhow, I'll be right back. Hopefully we'll be doing that real shortly. Okay, all we're going to do is I'm going to put some garlic in here. I'm going to mince this garlic and put it in here and let this get hot, because our steak is actually ready. It's about 1 hour and 15 minutes right now. So all we're going to do is put a little garlic in here in this bacon fat and Let that saute up a little bit, and we're really close to dropping a steak. Anyhow, be right back. Now I just wanted to show, there is my steak, and it is on the bottom, and that is what that vacuum sealer will do. And I'm going to take it out of that water and drain it in the sink and go put it on that skillet now. So hold on just a second, be right back. Okay, there is exactly what it looks like right out of the sous vide, out of the bag. All I'm going to do now is some salt all the way around, kinda. I really like salt, if you can't tell. And like I keep saying, this is fixing to be as good as any restaurant you go to, even your favorite one. There's no telling what for a steak like this. So got to get that skillet heated up to about, I'm gonna go 420, I'm on 425 or so, and we'll go from there. It is time. We're 430 degrees on the skillet. You can see it's plenty hot. There you go. That's what we're going to do right there. Now a lot of people spoon that on. I'm telling you, with bacon grease, I don't find you need to. Just let it sit a few minutes on that side. Make sure it's pressed down real well. We may roll it around to these sides a little bit, but honestly, that's not that critical. I actually use a torch a lot of times to burn those sides, but you can obviously do it in this skillet. But we're not going to let it go long because the steak's already cooked as far as I'm concerned. I like a rare, especially filet, so with the light, I'm not blocking the light. And I might move it around in that bacon fat just because. Let's roll it around and see what it looks like right now. See what I'm talking about? It is close right now. And we're going to do that. But if you can see, and I think you can, that is like a restaurant. I'm going to rinse this plate off right quick where I can use it again. I'm sure that's been there long enough. I just knocked it to sear because it starts dropping temperature a little bit once you cool down the skillet. So I pressed it to sear, and it's an induction cooker. They recover in an instant. I mean, they really are quick. So once you feel like it needs to be heated up again, you just raise the temperature. In other words, I hit sear, it'll stay wide open till I'm done, which is all I got to do is kind of brown these sides. And that right there is going to be about as close to perfect as a steak you've ever had. And I'm not lying, it is fantastic. But we're going to pull it out right now. And I mean, look at that. That is what you would get if you went to a really high-end steakhouse. So it looks fantastic. I mean, you can tell by feeling it. It's a perfect doneness I like and everything. I'm going to turn that off. If you can see my setup, which you've seen, I'm sure you've seen it along the way right here tonight, but that induction cooker is fantastic. As cast iron skillet and induction cooker works great for this. But anyhow, I'm going to cut this off, take it inside, and cut it open, let you see what it looks like. We'll be right back. Alrighty, sous vide filet mignon. Look at that. I mean, I could name some restaurants that I've been to that were really expensive, It didn't do any better than that. I'm telling you, this is the way to do it. The bacon fat, fantastic too. So anyhow, now you see, put a little salt, maybe a little more pepper, and that right there is the ultimate cook at home for, I say $35. That's if you'd cooked all four. Less than $10 a piece. That is it. I mean, this is the way to do it. But anyhow, again, In the Kitchen with Jelly. Y'all like and subscribe if you don't mind. And come back to see me. And y'all have a good night.